My name is Kobe Owasu. I'm talking on behalf of African Community School. African Community School was set up by my late husband, Frank Owasu, then in 1999. The reason this Saturday school was set up was as a result of underachievement in Hackney, to work with Hackney, Black, Caribbean and African community parents and children. So it was set up with a group of teachers and parents after that period. We'll be going on since then up to now, but recently we were very inclusive in our service. Other ethnicity now attends this service. So what do we offer? We offer supplementary education every Saturday. We have qualified teachers that support children every Saturday from year 1 to year 11, every Saturday. We also have volunteers and classroom assistants that support those children along with the teachers every Saturday. So the way we operate our Saturday school is similar to the way the school runs. At the end of each term, we carry out parent consultation day that we ask parents to come in to speak to the teachers, to see how well the children are doing, and to see how can we work more with the parents in order to support those children forward to raise their standard at school. We could see that we're making a lot of progress because most of the children that finish from the Saturday school are now back to volunteer with us, which we consider progress we're doing. We're funded by the council and Big Lottery. We also provide adult classes because we look at it that in order to get a child, we must work with the whole family. So we're now using the whole family approach to work with the children, the parents, grandparents, and whoever that is related to the child. So we provide adult classes like accredited English, Maths, ICT, childcare, early years education that we provide. We also run family learning classes. So the family learning classes is to encourage parents and children to work together in order for those parents to know which area do we support our children. And how do we get to know our children? Because we know it's a busy country. Parents at times don't have time for the children. Parents at times don't have time to sit down with the children. So with the family learning, it's for parents and children to work together and to learn together. And as a result of that, parents are able to identify the area they can support their children. Also, some parents able to identify we need to take up further education. So that's the family learning. We also run parenting classes for parents. Like what we always say to our parents, parenting classes are not looking at them as a bad parent, but it's for them to know which area that they need to improve in their parenting skills and to know how do we communicate with our children more, how do we communicate with our children's schools, and how do we get involved in our children's school. And at the same time, when it comes to parents' evening, the importance of parents' evening, for our parents to attend parents' evening. So we do all that around parenting class. We also run different activity for youth that we run the summer holiday activity and extracurriculum activity looking at those concerns, those issues that concerns us as youth, for us to come together, debate it, and for us to move forward. So that's what we do with the African Community School. So we're basing this school on Saturdays, 10 to 1, and Monday to Friday for adult classes. We also have classes in children's centers, in Hackney for adults that cannot come in, travel down to Princess May for them to attend those classes in children's centers. So the African Community School was set up by Frank, and unfortunately Frank is no longer, but we still have to continue with the legacy, because Frank's passion is to make sure children achieve, and at the same time for them to do better than we parents, and at the same time Frank's passion that children should be inclusive in anything we do. So we have to continue with that legacy. So that is why we're still in here, to continue with that. Thank you.
Beautiful. Komi, you and your team are doing an absolutely fantastic job. And you just set an example of that Saturday schools are doing more than just teaching children. They do so much more. And you and your team are doing an absolutely fantastic job. So I implore everybody to assist you and fund you and help you in any way you need. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Lola Jobi, and I'm an English teacher with this African Community School. I've been teaching for the past 9 months in the school, and I've enjoyed teaching the young people, and I'm also learning as well. My main purpose in here is to encourage the young ones into education, and also to impart knowledge onto them. I'll stop it now.
But you say to impart knowledge, but you've also said that you have learned. So what have you learned?
What have I learned? I've learned to adapt my teaching to suit young people, and to ensure and to encourage them, as well as teaching them. I'm also learning from them. So it's kind of a cross learning.
Cross-generational.
Cross-generation learning, 21st century learning, and adapting teaching to the 21st century.
Yeah, can you give an example of something that you've learned from the children?
Well, a kind of using problem-solving approach to learning. A way of, this is not going nice.
This is fine, carry on.
A way of encouraging them to ask questions, to analyze things, to question things, and to find out things themselves, to explore the world around them. And it also challenges me as well, that if I have to make them to do these things, I have to be fully knowledgeable in my skill, and experiment with them as well as they are experimenting with me. Yes, I've always been teaching adults, and hence the reason I've enjoyed teaching the young ones, because it gives that inspiration into learning.
Beautiful. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
My name is Tanisha, and I'm part of the African Community School in Hackney, and I used to be a privileged student as a teenager, so I used to come here and study maths, English and science GCSEs, and then later on as a teen I also volunteered and assisted the teachers with the children in the primary school, and then many years later, which was 2017, I came back and volunteered as a teaching assistant and trainee teacher, and I was studying a diploma in education and training course, which helped me to pursue my current career now as a trainee teacher at a secondary school. And I have a really strong passion for education, and I believe that the community are very important to help the children to have a better life, and it's very crucial for African community schools to be around. and I just hope that this school will be around for many, many years because it's very, very important to me.
So you as a student here,
Yeah.
how did coming here help you in your mainstream education?
It was just an additional support for me. So when I had homework, the teachers will help me, they'll support me. And there were times at school when the teachers probably wouldn't have sufficient time. But here, being around like-minded young people, I got additional support and extra homework and more time for them to help me.
Did it benefit you?
Definitely, yeah. I achieved very, very good GCSEs. I got my 11 A to C grades and I moved on to college and university. And now I'm a teacher, teaching the future leaders.
Brilliant. Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Okay. My name is Onje Owaza and I work at African Community School in Hackney. I started working here in 2010 and I just felt that African Community School is doing a very good job because it's like trying to cater for the children who are lagging behind in their mainstream schools and they need some support or extra help, which I think is very good. And since then I've been part of the school and I just feel like I'm doing my bit to help the children.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Are all the children behind or are some at a higher level?
Say again?
Are all children behind or are some of the children actually at a higher level?
Actually, it's like parents who send their children here, they are either, they want their children to do more better than what they're doing at the moment, or they have some concerns that their children are lagging behind. So every child who comes here, we know that they need some help. So I would say majority of our kids here, maybe not lagging behind, but most of them need some help or extra support.
And what do you teach here?
Okay, here I teach maths, which is sometimes we just call it numeracy and literacy to years 3 and 4. Okay,
and do you enjoy this?
I do enjoy it here because I'm a teacher as well. I teach in secondary school, but I love working with children, and especially when I see that their parents, when we meet with their parents and they say their children really are progressing in their main schools. So that kind of brings some pride in me as well.
So how much involvement and communication is there with the parents? How much involvement is there with the parents and communication?
Most of the communication is done at the admin level, which is Kome and her staff do most of the communication because they bring their children here and they come and take them as well. But we meet with them like every term. We call it parent consultation. So when they come, they sit with us and they want to see exactly how much progress have their children done. And what we do is, every work that children do, we keep records of it, so that when they come, we'll show it to them that this is what your child has been doing. Well, if the progress is very slow, we just have to be sincere with them that this is what your child has been doing, and we kind of try to keep them on board as well, because when we come here, we only see their children once a week and only 3 hours. So that may not be that enough to make an impact. But again, we know every little helps. So we also say, try to get involved at home as well. So that, we can cooperate with you and also tell us whether, the child is really, focused doing the homework, or is the child struggling, things like that. So it's important to keep them on board.
Beautiful. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dougan, and this is Princess May Primary School, where there is an organization called the African School Community, I've only started working here in July 2018, but I really like the ethos of the African Community School and the purpose that they have to push the children, especially children from Black African communities, to perform better in school and do well at school. And I think this is something that needs to be rolled out everywhere in the country, and to encourage all the children, but mostly the children from Black African community, who are mostly always portrayed as children from tribal families, and we need to prove to them that, and it's not the case. We also have brilliant, talented children that we need to help. We need to help them see their goal and reach the goal that they have set for themselves for the future.
What do you teach here?
I teach year 5 and 6 primary school. Teach math and English.
Okay, do you enjoy it?
Yes, I do enjoy it.
Because you're coming out on your free Saturday. You're coming out to do this on a Saturday.
Yes, I come to do it because I love what the African community does. I'm really happy with what the goal that they set out for the children, and I really admire this kind of work. That's why I decided to give up my Saturday and come and help out as well.
Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Noureen Raheem, and I'm Year 1 and Year 2 teacher in African Community School. I have decided this working with this project, is because I was already working in this school, which is the Princess May School, and I have seen the difference between those children's ability when they were starting this project and how they progressed within a short amount of time. And I felt like that's something they're making a big difference towards the community and all the children, not only African community children, but all the other community which exists in this area. And that was something very close to my heart. So I have decided to join in. I've spoken to Frank, which was founder of this school, and Komi was really insisting as well that yes, I should come. And it was, I started from just once in a term, and then I really loved it, and the passion, all of the stuff I could feel, and because I relate to it, I have the same passion towards children's attainment, to increase their attainment towards learning and get to the same level of other children in other area of this country. So that's how I decided to come and join it, and I love it every week. Children love it. They come with a passion and they are enthusiastic, they love it, and when they love something, that they can go back to their school, in their class, and they see it, that their confidence in doing that topic that we've taught them already. They come and they tell us that, Miss, I put my hand up, I knew the answer to that question. And that feeling is something that you can't put a price on it. And that is something which keeps me going, coming back. And that's what children's make them coming back as well to learn more.
What do you teach?
I teach maths and literacy.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Joseph Essombe. I am a maths teacher for the African Community School. And basically what we do here is to promote the African culture, African as a whole, African as the beginning of the humanity as a whole. So we believe that all the races are African as their origin, and through that I try to teach maths. So it is relevant to me to have an input within the black culture to insert all the black aspects of maths, starting from Imhotep, who was where the origin of maths started, until today. And we know that variety of people claim that they have invented certain theories in math, for example, the Pythagoras theorems. But we know that the pyramid of Egypt were built thousands of years before Pythagoras was born, and already when we look at the shape of those pyramids, the theorems claimed by Pythagoras was already applied in Egypt. So this is to say that, you know, many things were in terms of maths were accomplished thousands of years before the Greek philosophers were born. So we're trying to input those knowledge into our students, our black students, inverted comma, for them to have their self-confidence and self-esteem while, you know, they are in front of the subject called maths. Now, I'm going to go through the way we dispense the subject in the African Community School. The concept of math in the African Community School is a concept whereby the students must be able to visualize, to see math in his everyday life, where the student is able to realize that he himself carries math. His body is mathematically made. He should not be afraid of the subject because, as I said, the subject is embedded within him. For example, if I ask the student, how many fingers do you have in your hand? The student will tell me he's got 5 fingers. And I'll tell him that basically, in a split of a second, he actually accomplished more than 3 operations, which is counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, adding, which is 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, which makes 5, then multiplying, which is 5 multiplied by 1, which is also 5. So in a split of a second, he did that operation. And those operations are the basic of math, which is addition, multiplication. And the mathematical environment is based on those operations, which is multiplication and addition. So therefore, he should know that, you know, every day, everything that he does, his steps, his positions, the environment where he is in is embedded with maths. There's maths everywhere. So he shouldn't be scared of the subject. So this is what we do in here.
Do you find that students are scared of maths?
They are extremely scared of maths. They are extremely scared.
Why do you think that is?
And the reasons, to me, the main reason is the teachers themselves. Why do I say the teachers? I say the teachers because when you go to the mainstream school, the teachers are sitting down. On the other side, you have students, and what they portray to them, they say, I am a maths teacher, which, you know, when you look behind the way they dispense, the way they teach the math, it's like, I have all this great knowledge, which is higher over there, and you down here, and you know, it is going to be very difficult for you to get to me. They're sitting down with most of them have beard and, you know, as if they're carrying.
Well, even the women.
No. Well, the women, you will see them with, I don't know, they have a kind of, they send a kind of, you know, a sense, a kind of information that says that maths is not something that is appropriate to everybody. Maths is something that only the elite or the brainish, those who have brain, can do.
So children find it intimidating?
They find it not only intimidating and unreachable, but whereas I think maths is the easiest subject ever, if it is taught in a very, very simple way. And I'm going to give you another example of what I'm thinking. The example will be, for example, how do I teach, for example, an angle to a student? Angles. When we look at the definition of an angle itself, we look in the dictionary, it tells you that the angles are two lines, straight line, that meet each other in a point called a vertex. Wow. If you want a student to visualize, to understand, to appropriate, to be the ownership of the definition of an angle, and you tell him that definition that I just mentioned, I think that would be quite terrifying. But if you say to the student, okay, well, today we're going to teach angles. I want all of you to stand up, or a few of you to stand up. Can we have two? And you say to somebody, well, can you stand in one position and walk straight? And you walk straight. Then you tell the person, now, can you just change your direction or your direction? And the person will change the direction. Then you tell the person, oh, what you just done here, or what just happened now, is that you just define an angle.
So what you do, you're getting children active in the lesson rather than just sitting there regurgitating.
Yes, active in the lesson, and make students understand that everything that is taught to them, they are doing it already in their everyday life without even realizing.
I get you, yeah.
Yeah. So you're telling him that change of direction that you just done, you just created what we call an angle. You are a creator of an angle, you yourself.
You created maths.
You created maths.
Yeah.
And it's as simple as that. After 1,000 years, if you ask that student what is an angle, he will tell you what an angle is a space that you create when you change in direction. And then he will think that, oh, even literally, they have used the sentence that, oh, if you think of this in a different angle, it means your thoughts were directed in one direction, then you change direction by thinking in a different way. And that is creating an angle just by, that sentence, oh, no, look, try to think of it in another angle.
Yeah, great stuff. So how long have you been teaching here and why did you get involved?
Well, I've been teaching here for more than 12 years now. And the reason why I got involved in teaching in the African Community School is exactly because most of the African students with background, most of the black students with African background were running away from the subject. Running away from the subject, they were scared just because of their peers. And they were scared of the subject so much that every student that you ask, what do you like maths? They say, oh no, I hate math. I hate math.
He hated that.
And I hated that, and it was quite terrifying because you cannot hate. It's like you're saying, I hate my hand, I hate my eyes, I hate my body.
Just like you said before, we are maths.
Yeah, you are maths. You cannot hate it. It's even if you hate it, it is within you. It's something that you have acquired without effort. It's just there.
So do you feel like students are saying they hate it because they don't understand it?
Well, yes, that's what I'm saying, because they don't understand it. They don't know that the subject is within them. They don't know that the subject, they're doing it actually without realizing that they're doing it. Another example, I can give billions of examples. Another example, for example, when they're walking on the street and the police stop them, for example. In order to identify them, this police will ask them, well, what's your name? That's one. And where do you live? What's the postcode? With those two elements, the police will be able, in the database, to know who they are, where they are, in what position, where they live. And this is the same thing in maths when they're talking about graphs. You need only 2 points. In 2.2 information to be able to put a point in a graph. And that's what the police are doing to them every day. So if I ask a student, can you represent this point A with the coordinate 1 and 2 in the graph, they should think of the police asking them for their identity in order to localize them in a certain area that they live in. It's the same thing. So, they walk on the street, the police stop them and say, well, and you ask them, well, what did the police ask you? They say, well, they asked me for my name and my postcode. Why can't you transfer that into maths and say, well, this is a point representing a graph. There are 2 coordinates in the point, like your postcode and your name. They will know where you live, where, in what position you are. Same thing. You take that point, you put it. So they do that every day. When they're walking, each step they do, they're creating a triangle, a simple triangle. So every step that you're walking, you're creating a triangle. So why is it that when you're studying triangle now, it becomes a theorizing thing? It's not. It's only because the teachers do not have that approach of teaching maths to the students.
So you're taking everyday incidences that they do already to understand maths.
But that's what it is. I mean, as I can guarantee you that if you ask a student, a student had 3 pairs of socks, 3 different pairs of socks, black, white, and green. And they have to alternate them in a week. Well, you see them, they don't wear 1 pair of socks for 1 day, they have to change.
Really? We change socks? Oh my gosh.
Well, you know them, they're very delicate. And if you ask them, within 5 days, how many combination of pairs of socks can you do within a week? But they're doing it every day, because Monday they're wearing blue, Tuesday they're wearing red, Wednesday they're wearing let's say green, and then they change again. They're doing it, but when it comes to now to do an operation in maths, say how many combinations, they're stuck. But if you take the maths away and you ask them, do the combination, do it on an everyday basis, change the socks without repeating them or whatever, they'll be able to do it, because it's a simple thing. They wear it, they go. The next day they say, oh, which one did I wear yesterday? I wear it. Okay, I'm not going to wear it now. Today I'm going to wear this one. That's another combination.
See, that would mess me up, because I wear the same socks for a whole month. So that would mess me up. But thank you very much for your input. I can see you're so passionate about maths, and I see you teach it in a very, very simple way. So thank you very much for your time.
It is a pleasure.
And for helping out at the African Saturday School here in East London. Thank you very much.
Yeah.